Oh, hello. My name is Elizabeth Nolasco. I am interviewing today Cherif Medawar for a school project. Thank you, Cherif, for agreeing with this.
Absolutely.
So the project is based in real estate in the area of finances, and I want to know what drawn you to start this business, a little bit of the history and the evolution of your real estate business.
Okay, well, I started noticing I have family members that are in real estate, and I started noticing that everybody, just every meeting, and I was just in my teens, they would just talk about real estate. And I was, the family was very successful at it, my uncles, etc. And I was a newcomer in the United States. I was, barely 20 years old. And I was studying hotel business. I wanted to be in the hotel business, so I started asking even hotel guests, and I realized the successful ones, they were able to afford these nice hotels because they were in the real estate business. So my first transaction, believe it or not, was I worked for a billionaire. He asked me to work for him. He came into a hotel that I was staying, and he said, "I've noticed you work very hard. Why don't you come and work for me? I'm in real estate." That was a shock to me because I couldn't believe he had more faith in me than I had in myself. And he said, "I see that you could do this. So come and learn because I want you to speak on my behalf. You're a hard worker, you're enthusiastic." So I kind of impressed him that way. And there may have been luck in getting the job, but there was no luck in keeping it. So I worked for him, started doing transactions based on what he would send me to do, etc. And I was getting paid very little, but I was learning. And that's how I paid my dues. My first transaction was after I left him, which was 8 years later. It was in San Diego. I bought a duplex. It was below market, and I didn't have the cash. I actually had credit cards, and I took cash advance from the credit cards, put it, and the lender said, "I don't care where you got the down payment. We have a no income, no asset verification loan." It was a special program at the time. I got the loan. I divided the duplex, and I sold the unit separately, made a lot of money. And the rest is history. I just kept repeating and growing and learning. And then I started teaching, and it just kept growing.
So you basically like did the same more than one time until you
Yes.
be who you are today. Okay. So what will you say is required in order to achieve what you have achieved in life?
To achieve success in real estate, you really have to have three things. Well, basically, you have to have the knowledge of what you're going to do. So you have to study a lot. You have to be really committed to having the theory. And then you have to apply. So you have to take action. Knowledge without action is not powerful. People say knowledge is powerful. No, applied knowledge is powerful. Actually, applied knowledge, once it's applied correctly. So you have to review what you did, you have to correct it, and then improve. So you have to have the knowledge, you have to take action. And the third thing, which a lot of people don't do, you have to network. So networking means you have to learn from people, you have to find the right people to work with, you have to the right people to work with under you, on your level, the bankers, the brokers, etc. And that network and the exchange of value you'll provide is what will help you succeed. So that takes a lot of effort to make it happen.
I saw one of your videos like last week, and you talk about the difference between net worth and network. Can you explain that a little bit to me? Because I got really curious about it.
So networking and the net worth?
Yes.
Yes. So, it's important to surround yourself with people that are a bit more successful or they've achieved certain things you like to achieve yourself. Because usually these people have cracked the code, if you will. Because there are certain things people know that other people don't know. If I want to fly an airplane, I want to hang around people who are pilots, who fly airplanes, small size, bigger size, and I want to actually learn from them. And if they are, let's say I want to make more money and somebody's higher net worth, I want to know what they're doing. They're not saving money, because saving money is not going to get you to where you want because you make so much. So they probably have a different way of thinking, different way of applying things, and that's how they're growing. But growth without contribution doesn't get you far. So I try to network with the right people that are going to help me improve my net worth.
Mm.
And as I improve my net worth, I also network with people that need help from me. So you try to grow and contribute in two ways: to those who help you that are above you, and those who are under you that are trying to go up. And that's why I teach, really. That's the reason I do the videos. That's the reason I teach, is I say, I want to give back. I don't want to just give back money. I want to give back my knowledge, my time, my effort. And that, the more you give, the more you receive. That's why if you're giving and exchanging with the right people, what ends up happening is your network affects your net worth, and vice versa. Your net worth affects you also your network. And as you help others, they feel that they want to reciprocate, and the pie keeps getting bigger.
Okay, so it's like a cycle at the end of the day.
So true.
So what responsibilities must someone have to achieve all this?
Okay, so to be responsible, like when something goes wrong, I look at three things. Number one, I look at myself. Was I responsible enough? Did I give the right information? Did I explain my expectations? Was I engaged enough? And I try to take a hard look at myself. Oh my God, I didn't look at this again. I told the broker this, but then I didn't circle back and explain to him exactly. I didn't send this in writing. Maybe I was too impatient. Maybe I was this. Maybe I said the wrong tone. So first responsibility is I take full responsibility. Then number two, I look at who was involved in whatever was happening. Did they do what was supposed to be done? Are they aware? Are they able? Are they trained? Are they defiant, trying to challenge me? So I look first at myself, then at others, and then the third thing I look at to take full responsibility is the market. Is the market difficult? Maybe I'm doing my best, they're doing their best, but sometimes, hey, we had COVID, hey, we had the interest rate that got higher. And it's not an excuse. I just want to understand so I can reposition myself and the team or whoever I'm working with so we can all succeed. So I don't want to ever say, oh, it's not my fault and I'm going to blame this person or I'm going to blame the market, or because that's not taking responsibility. And without responsibility, you cannot have control. The minute you don't take responsibility, you lose control. I much prefer, if I make a mistake, to say, okay, I made a mistake. Let me make amends. Let me correct it. And when people working with me make mistakes or drop the ball, when they say, okay, I take full responsibility here, I made a mistake, we're going to correct it. Oh my God, the conversation is so much easier because now we're aligned again and we have an agreement that we have to address this because maybe the market is different. Maybe the situation is very unusual and we need each other's brains and brainstorming. So yeah, you hit it right on the head. Without taking full responsibility, you don't have control and you will never know exactly what's going on.
What's going on around you? Yes. Another question for you, Cherif. Broadly speaking, what are the retribution in real estate, and also what are this in the future within?
Okay, so retribution could be taken as a negative thing, like what are the bad things? So I'm going to answer this: what's the good and what's the bad? So the good is it's a game. The real estate is a game where nobody loses. You're making money. You're helping the community. Let's say you say you bought a building and you put a tenant inside to put a restaurant. So you're winning. The community is winning having a new restaurant. The owner of the restaurant is winning. The staff that just got employed is winning. The community in terms of the city itself is winning because there is actually tax being paid. The bank is winning because they give me a loan to buy the building, giving the restaurant owner a loan. So actually it's a game with no opponents. Everybody wins. Now, what are the bad things? The punishment in the business is sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes you feel like you're pushing a mountain. You feel like, okay, so I finished this deal, life should get easier. Oh, but there is another challenge. Oh my God, they didn't give me the permit. Oh, the restaurant guy is having challenges obtaining the liquor license. So now he wants to cancel the lease. So there are constant challenges. I want to actually tell you, like, the 7 C's, I call them the 7 C's for people to make it. And the first C is commitment. Person, like, I have to have commitment. I know there will be some difficult times. And you know what? It's a lot of fun. If you play it like a game, the challenges become part of the game. like I'm sure you heard the saying that if somebody's playing tennis and if they serve, and every time they have an ace serve, their serve is so good that the other person can't return the serve, they're going to get bored with the game because there's no challenge anymore. So sometimes you want the effort to succeed. So the commitment has to be there, good communication skills. As a matter of fact, I consider fear when somebody's scared, they're scared to communicate. So the more communication somebody has, ability to express themselves, the less fear they will have. And once they communicate, everything dissolves, everything reconnects. So commitment, communication. Number 3, control. Control is the ability to start something, change its direction, its intensity, or stop it. So the ability to start, change, and stop, I say this person is in control. So the person who wants to succeed has to be in control. Control is not a bad word. You're either in control or not in control of the staff, in control of the market, in control of the pricing, in control of things. So commitment, communication, control, and then compassion. Compassion. You have to feel for others. In real estate, sometimes you want to find a good deal. It's very easy to look at somebody who is weak, who's going to go into foreclosure. They got sick. Like I was talking to this guy, he said, "Oh, I bought this property because the lady got very sick and she was going to die, and I got it from her before her daughter." And I'm thinking, this guy has zero compassion. That's bad karma. I told him I would never do a deal like this. You should have guided her and explained to the daughter what's in it for her. There was a lot of equity. You could have paid her some money. And he just got upset at me that he says, "No, but somebody else was gonna take the deal. Well, you could have made a better deal, a bit more fair deal." So compassion has to be there. The other thing is character. If the person doing this does not have the right character to be honest, to deal with things the right way, the best possible way, to create the right environment, at the end of the day, they're gonna implode or they're gonna explode because it's just sometimes it's very hard. And you have to have good calculations because if somebody doesn't know the numbers, they're going to fail sooner or later. So that's very important. And final point is consistency. You got to have the consistency to get the results. It's like the water that keeps chipping into a rock, and at the end, the water wins through consistency. It's not more powerful than a rock, but it's more consistent. The rock is just sitting there. So commitment, communication, control, compassion, character, calculation, and consistency. And those 7 C's will make you win every time. It just, you gotta have the commitment. Otherwise.
And of course we have to. Well, you basically answered my next question because it was going to be, what advice do you give to all the like students that are right now like trying to get to that point in college, in any type of university? What advice do you give to them?
Okay, so I like that question a lot. A lot of people think, I'm not going to learn from a book, I got to go do it. But you actually need to learn from a book also. You need to take a seminar, you need to take the theory. So when you apply, when you practice what you learn, you have something to go back to and say, I studied that it could be done like this, this, and this, and now I did this one. But when I studied, I could have done it this way. And now you have something to go back to and check with. So I encourage whoever want to make it to become a student first and then practice. And the third most important thing is to network. So again, it's knowledge, action, and networking. It's not just by taking action, because if you take action, you just have a tunnel vision. It's all you know is what you did. And I tell people, go study. Like this guy want to be in construction. I told him, go to Home Depot. They do a class. They teach every morning for an hour something, how to make cabinets, how to cut the wood, what's the best paint for humidity, etc. And the person says, no, but I'm doing it. I'm going to learn. You can learn only so much when you do. Learn the theory. So you have all this knowledge, and now you're able to apply, and you can see what you've applied, what you haven't, and network with people to ask them questions. That's the formula to succeed. So I encourage every student to learn how to learn, because there are ways to learn. And once you crack the code on learning and getting the knowledge, the world opens up to you. Some people can't learn very well because they simply read something, they just read it, and they say, I didn't get it, this is not for me. Well, you know what you didn't get? You didn't get some words, because like real estate has strange words like escrow, title company, mortgage, lien, second mortgage, encroachment. What are all these terms? What does that mean? So one of the best ways to learn very well, to have the ability to study, is to define the words, to move step by step into a subject matter, to be able to acquire more knowledge. And then all of a sudden, when you define the words, or you read something and you didn't understand it, you can go back. Oh, I didn't understand this word. It's as encroachment. What does encroachment mean? Oh, that's like one, there are two properties next to each other. This guy has a tree and it encroaches on the other land. That means it goes over without approval. So they need to cut it. Oh, so now I understand the word. Now I understand the whole paragraph. I understand the whole subject. Next thing you know, the person is able to study. And those who are able to study are able to apply better. They communicate better. And people want to network with them because that becomes an exchange of values. And that's how the whole thing works. It's no mystery to anybody's success. The same formulas will work if you want to be a pilot, if you want to be in the movies, if you want to be anywhere. Some things are harder than others. Like if I wanted to be a basketball player, I'm not tall enough. I can study to be tall. But in real estate, you can do it for the rest of your life, and every day you keep building on it little by little by little.
That's pretty great. Thank you, Cherif. That's why I'm your student right now.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's a pleasure working with you also, and you do an amazing
Thank
job.
you.
And even in interviewing, you're a great listener. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Okay.
your time.
Anytime. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.